We are live. Good morning, everybody. It is Sunday, and I have a very special guest just hiding off the screen. I hope you are all ready for Mr. B. Oops, no, I can't get the button to work. There we go. There he is. Good morning, Mr. B. Say hi to everybody.
Morning.
Oh, I've even got Angie in the chat here watching. This is awesome.
Yeah.
So, is this your first live stream? I've just got to ask.
This is my first live stream as a guest. Yes.
Oh, nice. You've done a live stream?
I haven't done any of my own, but I've kind of popped into quite a few people.
Oh, that's right. I think I saw you on who was that? Mr. Big?
That doesn't ring a bell.
No. Where did I see you? I know I saw you somewhere now. That's true. That's
Well,
true.
I mean, on Big's channel, yes.
Yeah.
On there quite a bit.
So that
Now,
is cool.
They used to let us do different live streaming, and they keep changing the rules. It's kind of a joke because my subscriber count or my watch hours or whatever it is, I get right to the mark, and they change the rules.
Oh, speaking of which, what is your subscriber count at right now?
I don't know what it is right now. I looked
Oh,
and I was $9.99, which I thought was kind of neat. So I kind of posted that.
yes. I've got to check. I've got to check because you were so close yesterday. Okay. Oh, here we go. It says 1K subscribers on my thingy there. Yay! It does. That is awesome. So that is super cool. You made the 1K there. So yay! Oh, that is awesome. Even Candy's like, he hit 1K. Yay! Everybody's cheering. So yes, I was going to make sure his link is underneath there for anybody that wasn't, to make sure we got you that one stinking subscriber this morning.
I'll have to do the 1K subscriber is who that person is.
Yeah, that's a big one. That's awesome. Zen's in here saying congrats. Hi, dear Mr. Big says, Jen, good morning. How are you? How are you? Oh, that's awesome. I don't know who else is in here. The chat was going flying by and I kind of ignored them. Sandy's in here. Small Fry Aquatics in here. Angie's in here. Chevy Fish, Elaine. Griffin's Fish Room was the first one. So thank you guys so much for wandering in. And how are you? How are you? How is life over there?
Well, I mean, life in general for everybody right now is on a little bit of a hold or kind of strange. For me, it actually picked up a little bit. I do a variety of jobs sometimes, like most Canadians. And one of them is I pull wrenches or work as a mechanic. That turned into essential services, and I've been really quite busy.
Yeah, I kind of figured you would be one of the ones working. I am
Right.
definitely going crazy myself, trying to stay busy, making some interesting purchases. All
It's
that
me
fun stuff.
too, because not everybody in my household is. So, and now Angie, she actually come home from working, so she's home, and we've had to be really careful. I have a daughter who's about to have a baby any, and so we're all trying to stay very safe. Nothing happens that way.
I have to say hi to Multi-Tank Addictions. I see him this time. I have to make sure. Don't want to get fucked anymore. Good to see he's in here. Yeah, both of us have been home. Don't pick up my emails every day, and I picked it up the other day, and he just got some sort of, I'm not too sure. They sent a copy that said we need to sign a piece of paper, and then it sounded like we didn't need to sign the piece of paper, and then it sounded like maybe we did need to sign a piece of paper, but maybe not the first one. So I'm so confused. I just sent them an email, and I'm like, what are you trying to do?
The rules are changing.
Yeah. Well, they were trying to figure out if they wanted to keep them on as a wage subsidy or just stay on layoff or something. For me, I mean, it's just easy. Keep me on layoff. This is good. I do have to finish some of my paperwork, but I hate paperwork. I can feel my anxiety going up with it. Oh, sorry, you cut out.
Life right now, and I don't want to focus on that too much, but I mean, it's hard not to for everybody, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's different. Like you said, paperwork is my bane of living. I absolutely hate it. So this is just like, oh. I'm not enjoying this at all. So I'm enjoying getting the time for a lot of my goofy projects. Like I say, I've had some random things cleaned. How is your wife doing with it?
I'm sorry, what?
How's your
How is
wife
what?
doing with it? Like, is she, because I know you said she's off, right? Is she enjoying her time or just mentally just going crazy?
Most of the times, the dog's driving her crazy.
I
Well,
know.
just shy of a year old. He'll be a year old here at the end of this month. Belgian Malinois, and
Oh,
they're a high drive dog, very active dog. And I was doing his basic training, and I've always trained all of our dogs. And then when I got very busy and was home, next thing you know, she's with the dog. So
yeah.
I don't think she has a chance to be bored really because he's keeping her very active.
Yes, puppies keep you so busy. Ours are both quite old right now, and I don't miss the puppy thing. I mean, yeah, that was a lot of work, a lot of work. And waiting for a daughter to have babies. Still waiting? Oh my goodness.
Now she's due like momentarily as well. So it's her first baby. That'll be our fourth grandchild. So I
Oh yeah, that is. I keep waiting for news because I think you said due date was a few days ago. So
well, she kind of had two due dates, but I think they changed it. They did some tests, and one of them was it was a few days ago, and the other due date is it's in a few days. So we're right in that window.
middle in the middle. Well, that'll be awesome. That'll be awesome. More fish keepers into the world for sure.
Yeah.
All working while cleaning. Thank you, Anthony. We have the best group worldwide. Tropic says. Chevy Fish decided to start the Rachel challenge today. Oh, that's that. Just make a tank with stuff you've got around your house. Is that correct?
People doing that, and it's stuff that you already have. You don't buy new stuff. Some of them are even adding a bit of a challenge to it that it's got to be stuff that was already in the fish room. It's got to be some of them are doing non-fish related items. I know Miss Jinx, she just did one where she did stuff that was only on the floor in her fish room.
I think that's kind of how I set up all of my tanks, though. I that's like I said that every tank is just whatever is around the house. That's how all the meta tanks come to be.
So it's I don't know if it's quote unquote natural because I mean, what's natural about taking a fish and putting it in a glass box in your house anyway? So as soon as we all get over that and we decide that we're all horrible people and fish in glass boxes in our houses, then that we can kind of be a little more tolerant of each other and what we keep in the tank. And I think fish is being kept healthily. I mean, what makes anybody think that they saw a pot out in the wild somewhere, right? When you put a clay pot inside of your tank. But, you know, is it a natural item? I don't know.
I get what works, and sometimes what's at the dollar store.
You know, or a piece of slate, gravel. I mean, the gravel that we use most of the time is by no means the substrate that they are on in the wild at all.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Like, oh yeah, like oh, fish are all different. And I mean, especially like with the goldfish, that tank is just you can't see that in the frame at all at the moment. What a turkey! It always looks so good when it's single frame. But yeah, Casey there.
Right.
I can't even keep her kind of natural or whatever because she's just so destructive and pulls everything off. So it's got to be a balance of what works for you and the fish, right? Definitely.
We keep some large lids and they arrange their own tanks. For all of the effort that you can put into trying to make it the way you want, they're going to make it the way they want. And it's their home, so why not?
Yeah, it's like, no, that's natural. You have to have that. They're like, nah. So yeah, I totally get it. I do what works for me for the most part, whether that's sometimes the internet likes it, sometimes the internet doesn't like it, but that's what works for us at the moment. So
The test for me is as long as it's not toxic. Now, a funny story about the fish tank ornament is my daughter, the one who's pregnant. I sent her a couple of years ago, and it was kind of a two-test thing. And I sent her a message on her phone, and I said, hey, go to that, and they have something there for me, pick it up. And without question, she just said, okay, Dad. She went and did that. and it was something I wanted to put in a fish tank. And I was sitting thinking of what's the weirdest thing that I could put in a fish tank. And what it was a bowling ball. And I still have the bowling ball, and I still plan to put it in the tank. I just haven't yet. And I don't bowl at all.
I was going to say, no, not even for a theme. Oh, that's kind of different. For sure, I can see different objects, and I do like some of those that are that different. When I heard that Rachel challenge, I was just I was sitting down, and we had Lego all over the floor, and I'm like, yeah, that would work.
Some really neat Lego tanks. Where they do like game themes, like Mario Brothers or something.
Yes, and we've got a few really old theme ones out there, so I was debating. Still might do that. We'll see what happens. Kaylers is in here. Not frozen Zen. Leaves are starting to come up. Gorgeous grass, perennials, beddings. Oh, you're getting some nice weather too. Oh my goodness. We've had some nice weather over the last few days. It has been amazing here. Needed that so much.
It's funny when I see people talking about that their weather's good or bad or what it is. As Canadians, now you're on the opposite end of the country, in case nobody knows. He's on completely the other end of the country from where I am. Mm-hmm. But just Canada in general, like it snowed here last week. So, I mean, you can get just about anything. And yet we had people cutting the grass last week.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It is so completely random. I mean, we've had a couple of days where we got up and it was not windy, it was sunny, it was gorgeous. In the afternoon, we got hailed on like this, and then we got some rain a little bit later on, and then we just got blown away with some wind and some sleet. It was like, okay, just wait 20 minutes and maybe you'll like the weather then, or not.
Yeah, we are blessed though with primarily fresh air in Canada, and and we have lots of space, which is nice. Space, fresh air.
Oh yeah, and trying to get out and just be away from somebody is so easy up here. I do enjoy that. So the fact that we all have to be away is fairly easy, and you can still get outside. I can't imagine trying to do it in a place like New York or something right now. That would be just, well, it's a little different from what I'm used to for sure.
Right.
But you're in a fairly small town though, right, too?
Fairly small, like city. I'm in nowhere. I live nowhere. We live about 20 from the closest city, and called Moncton, Moncton. If anybody wants to look it up, it's in New Brunswick.
I've heard of it before, yeah.
Right, and but none of the cities are big in the province that I'm in. Our province, New Brunswick, is right now rated as like the best one in Canada as far as what's going on with all the virus and everything. Is because we had no new cases in over a week for the whole province. But part of that isn't just that we're doing so great; it's that there's nobody here.
Yeah. I understand that feeling. I grew up, a large part of my childhood was in the Kersness Pass. And yeah, I mean, even our houses are really far apart. It was just a bunch of little small towns that were really spaced out. And we spent a ton of time out on a farm. And I mean, I'm coming from the province that's probably doing one of the worst right now. We've got our beef plants closing down because of outbreaks. Just, it's insanity, the news that's popping up. And just, I thought we were going to pull through it fairly well, and it's just gone downhill so fast. So coming from probably one of the worst areas to one of the best areas, I have to say it's very different, the feeling out here, I'm pretty sure, than what you're doing there. It's mind-boggling at the moment. I'm rather floored by my little area right now. My city itself isn't doing so bad, but that's going to be hard with the proximity of how the outbreaks are hitting over here. So we'll see what happens.
You'll do. I mean, we're all going to figure it out. It's going to be okay.
Oh, for sure. It's definitely a different way of dealing with it. It's showing definitely some, I think, things that are lacking in some of our places, some precautions, some safety things that need to go into effect in some of our, I mean, it's showing weaknesses, right? So, and I have to admit, I haven't heard much of the good things about the conditions that those people work in to begin with. So, Q, oh my goodness. Hi, good morning. Good to see you. JN, another Canadian in here.
Yes. talking earlier. I think that this hobby is good for people while we're going through something like this because it's an indoor hobby, it's an at-home hobby, it's really acting. So I mean, this is really good. Now the only problem is you can't get any fish.
Yes, now you have to make your own fish, which is why I was trying to breed some bennets. So it brings out some other aspects of the hobby that you can try, though.
Right. And by rights, you'd think that that would be good locally because you like I don't know in your area if you have the local the mom and pop fish store. I don't have one of those anymore. All I have is a chain store, and they don't take fish.
Yeah.
Now, years ago, to breed a lot of fish at home or breed different fish, and or just if they bred, even if we didn't mean for them to, they seem to breed whether if I want them to or not. Then you could bring them into the pet store. Well, now we can bring them where I'm at. So as a result, like I've created a couple of pages locally where we can buy, sell, and trade fish with one another. But it kind of ends up being that everybody's got each other's fish, and that runs out when you're in a small area.
Yeah. Well, I do want to send, I still want to try and send you some Amicus splendens. I'm a little worried now because Medicine Hat, our postal service, is known for being very fast to begin with. We just lost one airport service out of here, which is going to slow it down even more. And it's just crammed right now with things as they are. So maybe in the fall, I do want to try and send you some Amicus splendens. We'll get your variety a little bit more out there. I do.
We actually have a right now. Now we downsized here recently. We took out, I want to say 5 tanks. I think we took 4 out of a bottom rack and another tank. And the retro tank's not set up anymore. Anybody that's seen my videos about the retro tank, that's no longer set up either. And that's the video I'm getting ready to do here really soon. And it's kind of about how do you know what size your fish room should be or how many tanks you should keep. And the answer for me was pretty easy. It was that I wasn't enjoying it anymore. It wasn't fun, and your hobby should be fun. And it suddenly was work. And so I was talking to my wife and my son that both helped me with the fish room and help and have tanks here at the house. And we were all kind of like, yeah, it's just a lot of work now. It's not really that fun. But we looked around and kind of decided what we could do was maybe rearrange our fish. And we took a few tanks down. And now I'm enjoying it again.
Yeah, it's definitely a balance between all I'm doing is like working on this. I'm not enjoying it anymore. So yeah, you have to watch because you get the multi-tank syndrome, but you have to know where that end is for sure. That is a big point in it. For me, I can't have a ton of tanks. I find their maintenance is a little bit, like you say, overwhelming. So I had the whole pile of tanks and I didn't enjoy it. Brought it right back to the amount that I like working on and still enjoy it. So multi-tanks.
Yeah, when you kind of find that plot, then that's where you should be.
Where you're enjoying it again. Guppy Guru, smash the like, people. Thank you so much for wandering in here. Rob is in here. Hello. I was watching some videos this weekend again. I've really enjoyed that one you did with Diva. I didn't manage to catch that live, so that was awesome to see. Somebody's saying hi to Supreme Gecko. Hello. Good to see you. Yeah, definitely let me know for sure. I know you left me a message. You say I am up in Canada. We were just discussing that. I got my other Canadian buddy here with me from the other end of Canada. Holy cannoli, so much fun. Yes, B, I'm currently trying to move my hobby outdoors. Want to start a mup guppy pond. Nice. I'm still too chicken to try the pond thing here. It just seems like such a short season. I want to enjoy my bit of summer again. Just insane. Sharon Miller's in here. Ooh, Rob93 is almost to his watch hours. Run his playlist, please. Yes. Please. We're trying to get him just over his hours. I don't know where he's at, but if he's there, let us know. We'll try and watch some more for sure. And yeah, now you got to worry about your watch hours too, Mr. G. Yay!
Well, I had 4, but I'm old now, right? So I've got to create some new videos. I really haven't been doing many videos lately, and I mean I use some excuses. but the truth of it is I've been kind of busy, and I just really haven't been that worried about it. I've been more worried about promoting the rest of you.
Well, a little bit of payback can be due, that is for sure. I know I like to try and pay back some of the people that has helped me, and yeah, you helped this community out huge. He's also got on Facebook your Fish Tubers notification group that you run and make sure everybody knows the live streams, tries to make sure nobody's running over top of each other, so everybody has a really fair share at getting their live stream time in.
Yeah, if I made as many videos as I watched, then I would definitely have watch hours, or I definitely would have a subscriber count or something, or at least I think. But no, I watch a lot of your videos and I comment on a lot of your videos and try to share a lot of your videos. That's sort of what I most of the time, because I can go and watch it when it's convenient, right? In between doing something else.
Just trying to get through chat. Yeah, it's popping up. Thank you, Candy, for posting all the links. It should be down below as well. I don't know if
The
any of
chat's
you...
hard to follow. I've got my iPad here that I'm trying to look at it, but of course I find whenever I'm looking at that I'm not looking at you, and I have to try to remember where the camera is. You know, you're looking at my bald spot, and that's no fun.
Yeah, I'm guilty of that too. My computer, I can't find a place for it up by the camera, so it is kind of down below if I want to watch the chat and everything. So can you wander around with your setup and show us your fish tanks?
Can I what?
Can you wander around and show us your fish tanks, or are you on a kind of, you're stuck?
Sure, we can try to do that. Let me see what.
Just see if I can get my...
Okay. Can you hear me all right still?
I can hear you. Oops, no. There we go. Now I think I can talk to you.
Okay, here we go. It seemed to kind of cut it for a minute. It was clear from I had a light here so that you could see me. The fish room, like I say, has changed a little bit lately. This is a 120 square. Well, it's like a 4-foot 120. You guys are pretty familiar with seeing those tanks. The else's channel quite a bit. It's not too far. That's a pre-made tank. Not a lot of pre-made tanks here, really. This is our shrimp tank that we made out of scraps from other tanks. That's been really fun. Shrimp were kind of new to me, and I've really kind of got into that and enjoyed that. It's not real big in my area, and I wish it was a little bit more prolific. I would have a better ability to get shrimp, and that's the hard thing right now is you got to get a few and then grow your own, as you were saying, right?
Yeah.
We come around here, and this is a 6-foot aquarium that we have rainbows in that I'm growing.
Just beautiful. Oh, I love your little Canadian flag.
Rainbows weren't popular for a while. Get more. These tanks down here, we use these mostly for either breeding or for quarantine purposes, or whatever we need a smaller tank for. And sometimes they end up being their own tanks as well. Like this is another little shrimp tank. These are Danios, Corey's down there.
I'm so jealous of your Java moths. I killed all mine off.
Yeah, that's the one thing that I seem to be able to grow pretty well is luck. Some guppies and platies over there. And got to keep convicts. I've had convicts one way or another for over 20 years. Yeah, I really enjoy them. I know a lot of them as a plague, but I think they're a great fish.
They are very pretty, just very mean.
And what we've recently changed, this is 3 6-foot aquariums, like 125s.
Oh,
I
wow.
built a stand for. We build all our stands here. My son helps me build them because we weld and so on. And everybody's pretty familiar with this guy.
Yeah. Yeah, you make some absolutely amazing stands. That's quite the neat setup in the middle there. Definitely
And
some
they're
big
attention
Oscars.
hogs as soon as you come
I miss my Oscar when I
back.
see yours.
Here. They're pretty much a disposal. They'll just eat anything you put in there and lots of it.
Q was asking, what size tank was that?
That the Oscars were in?
I think
Or
so.
that all of these? Well, let me back up and get a little bit better view. Perhaps I can.
So they're 6 feet long. How
So
many
it's
gallons
hard.
in there?
I guess it's kind of hard to tell, but these are all 6-foot aquariums. They're like they're older tanks. These are Hagen tanks, but they're like a 125 is what you guys commonly see all the time now. It's the same dimensions. I have a bit of a hard time putting numbers on tanks because most of the time they're mislabeled anyway. They're what they call a 125 is really not a 125. What they call a 180 is not really a 180. All of that sort of stuff. So in all actuality, I think that it holds more like about 115 gallons of water. So, but that's what the 3 of those are. There's 3 of them on this rack. These 2 racks here, what they hold is 55 gallons, 65 gallons, and 75 gallons.
Yeah, you have some amazingly sized, like awesome sized tanks.
Yeah, they're all fairly large tanks. Well, with the exception of this right here. Okay, so now everybody's going to hate me in a minute.
Yay, the bettas!
Right. And yes, they're in jars. I know I'm horrible. Which, in my opinion, I don't find is that bad a thing if you do the work. You
I
have to
can't say
do the work.
anything. Mine all look like that too.
They
Yeah.
they get clean water all the time. I keep a little bit of moss in there. They've even got some snails in there. I use the snails because they tell you if your tank is healthy or not or what's going on. And like this particular guy here, I think he's 6 or 7 years old now. He's lived in this jar for that long, and he's doing great.
Mm-hmm. You can tell if they're healthy or not, and especially if you can get them to live like that long is amazing for the bettas. I remember when I first started with the bettas, you thought that they only lived to be about 2 years old. So look how far we've gotten. We're getting there. People are getting educated, and it's working.
The real betta keepers have never got after me about it. I've had people in chat or comment on videos and saying, you know, what a monster I am, in a jar. And but the people who are real betta keepers or beta keepers like yourself, they can tell when they look at it, and they know, hey, there's no way they're not helping you if you're doing the work and it's working that long.
Mm-hmm.
These tanks here, these are 8 on top, and same idea bottom here. They're 4-foot tanks.
Very
made
cool.
Most of the tanks here out of glass or glass that I got from something else.
I love the attitude that guy's got, just right up front there.
No, it's funny. This fish, Jag, he's a jaguar cichlid. He has such a crazy personality. There are people in the house that he likes, and there are people in the house that he does not like. And now he's just sitting here looking at Angie. Now, if Angie comes down, he'll flare all up, and he has the ability to put his gills out and flare very much like a beta does, and look all mad and try and look big and intimidating. And he'll do that, and he'll rush right at the glass at her for some reason. He doesn't like her, and he doesn't like my daughter.
Yeah, I saw him kind of flaring when you were standing away, and as soon as you got closer, he kind of chilled right out on you. I was disappointed. I was hoping for a bit of a show there.
Yeah.
Funk would
Our
like to know
style,
if your snails right in the algae, like in Charlotte's Web, if they tell you things are good.
sorry, breaking up on me.
Oh, okay. Aqua Funk would like to know if your snails are writing in the algae, like in Charlotte's Web, if they're telling you things are good.
There you go. Okay, snails tell you if things are good. I see it in the chat there now.
Ah.
Did they write in the algae? I haven't had any write in the algae for me yet, Funk. Look at that. Now, you know what? See, now that I see who asked that, I like to tease the crap out of Funk. So, of course, he's going to do his very best to try to mess me up whatever he can, right? Here's a fish you guys might find kind of fun.
Oh, he's gorgeous. Look at the size of him. We got
Our style of fish keep is we don't have many fish in a tank. He's in there by himself. And as you've seen earlier with the Jag or even with our Jack Dempsey or whatever the case is, I don't believe in overcrowding fish. We don't keep any Africans. I do keep some mostly South American and Central American cichlids. These are Vijas or Vija, Zanadas. And that's actually a mom, a dad, and a daughter that's in there right now. That's one that grew up. But that's there. Yeah, see, she's putting a rod on them.
I have to say, everything's very impressive, and yeah, nothing looks crowded in there. Everybody's got a lot of room. Very nice. I'd love to get a couple, like just a couple big tanks. Maybe one day it'll happen.
Everybody starts with just a couple, and you end up with all kinds of it. And then, like I was saying earlier, you got to kind of know when to back up. And that was the trick for us, is we had to know when to back up and say less is more. I'd rather be enjoying what we have.
Mm-hmm. Oh, for sure. I just want to upgrade the piranha tank there. I don't want to add any more tanks. I just want to upgrade. What are we looking at there? What is that?
It's a Bisher.
Ah.
This tank on the bottom here has 2 Bichers in it and a ghost knife, which is a bit of a strange pairing, but they get along really well. See if I can get a picture of the ghost knife in the back there.
I can see the dark spot, but I can't tell what the fish is. Oh, there we go.
Right. Once again, that's reclaimed glass. Almost all the tanks here are reclaimed glass of some sort. Captain Cranky Pants.
Awesome. Love it.
Those of you that don't know, that's Miss Jinx, Rachel O'Leary's. Oh, I thought it was funny to put a picture
on the Oscar tank, yes. Very, very suiting. Very, very suiting. Yes, my very first fish was an Oscar, so I definitely still have a soft spot for him. Very nice tiger bars. Yes, so if you're in the chat and you are not subscribed to him, if you get some time off, right now he's working a little bit extra. He'll have to make us some videos of this amazing fish room because, yeah. Very impressive, I have to say. And do you have any other fish tanks around your house, or are they all in this one room now? Oops. Uh-oh. Now how do I get us both on the screen again at the same time? Oh boy. There we go. I figured it out. We got it. Yeah, as you can see, betta jar, betta container, there's another betta container, another betta container. They all just kind of vary in size depending on who's doing what, and sometimes just the fish, right? Candy's posting your links. That's awesome. Great tanks and stands and Fish Mr. B. So glad you are sharing, says Candy. Toronto, Kaylor. Oh, yeah, Kaylor. So, the official story. Oh, they're very hard to grab. It's that we're just racing these up.
Oh, yes.
Yay, super cute. These little fluffy balls are so much fun. These little things are called sulky chickens, and they're not impressed right now. It's like I want to run away. But yay, we got some spring chicks to play with for a month or so. So they're chilling out in this room because it is the warmest room in the house. It's so hot in here right now. Yay for extra heat lamps and stuff. Just sent you a picture of the grandkids, Bob, Kaylor says. Mr. B's trying to catch up in chat. It's impossible unless you're actually trying to keep up with it. If I go off on a tangent, sometimes I get lost depending on how many people are talking. So, but yeah, that's what the little cheapy is in the background today. We've got some little guests for a little while. They're a lot of fun. Enjoying them. They're going to be.
What do you have them in?
What do we have them in? I threw them in one of the fish tanks down below here. It's ridiculous, but it's working. This room is such a mess right now. I don't want to zoom around because I rearranged everything so I could stick them in this fish tank down here. Excuse the poop, but they just don't stop. So there's 3 of them living in a fish tank. They've got the heater under there going. Oh yeah, it's just ridiculous, but it's working really good. So laugh all you want, but it's working. Just too much fun. And yeah, they're so adorable. The kids got the one so tame, it's going to be ridiculous. We should be able to go and visit them and pick them up anytime. They're pretty used to people. We've been having a blast. So much fun. Yeah. Hey, 5 of you forgot the light, Candy says. So yeah, we're fish keepers here. We put chickens in fish tanks. Silkies are so cool until they start crowing at 3:30 in the morning. By the time they're doing that, they will be living in a little horse barn out in the middle of nowhere, and they can crow all they like. I'm good with that. Thank goodness it wasn't me. It's blue on my end. Candy needs lakes, Kaylor says. Wish I had a basement after seeing your fish room. I know, hey, Lane, doesn't he have an awesome fish room? My basement fishy area does not look that good. I do have to say. You've made it look really nice down there. You've got some t-shirts on the wall. Whose t-shirts are those? I see them just behind your head.
So the first one over there is, I probably should show you the t-shirt. One is next to my local club, Greater Montreal Aquarium Club. And the next one is a shirt that they made me at One Fish, Two Fish, because I bought a fish at One Fish, Two Fish, Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. Most of you are probably familiar with that because we can get it's kind of my local mom and pop. Like it's not a store. The closest thing to me to being a like a locally owned and operated without being part of a store versus like most of the big box stores, they're really there to sell products. But the fish or the pet, the bird, or whatever it is, that because they're trying to sell you a bag of cat food, or they're trying to sell you a cage for a bird, or they're trying to sell you a tank. Versus the mom and pop store, they're really they were hobbyists like us that have a love of those creatures that end up selling you a tank merely because they want to get that fish in. So anyway, fish is what that there. Jeff owns that, and he's kind of a friend. So they made me. Then I have a Frank shirt, and a Bob Steamfont shirt. I don't have too many others because it's a little bit weird, like some of you here in Canada. I have mugs and stuff, like SLC Products. She sent me a mug. I have a few other little products, like I got some art from this. I was really happy the first guy to buy some art.
Well, when I send some fish, I might have to send a t-shirt. Because I still have a few of those that I haven't given away, and they're all huge. I definitely could put one up on your blanket. Oops, sorry, you're lagging there. I'm not too sure
Yeah,
if it's mine or yours.
Told me that for me, and she says that I'm lagging a bit, so I'm not sure what's going on with her or what I can do about it.
Yeah, hard to say, hard to say. I don't do this often enough. I'm not techie enough to know what exactly I'm doing. So Alice, hey, how are you doing? Daniken, yes, no texting and driving. Thank you for stopping in. Hi, I wanted to say hello. I saw you there. Mr. B's playlist. Now we've got Rob93 and Mr. B. We can watch playlists for. I'm pretty sure Kaylor has his hours now. I don't know about anybody else that we're doing. I'm trying to keep up. But yeah, I feel so spoiled. Like my area, we have um, 3 big box stores. We got Petland, Animal World, and PetSmart. Or not Animal World, Petland, PetSmart. Okay, the 2 big box stores, 1 reptile store, and my pet store. And then there's quite an active online community as well. Like we're not a big city, but the pets in this store, the options that are around here is just unbelievable. So I feel very spoiled. I don't miss that about my small town because when I did the small town thing, I bought my first fish, my first hamster came out of a Allied Hardware store. That's where our pet store was. And if we wanted anything else, we had to drive an hour and a half, 2 hours to Lethbridge. So, oh my goodness, I do understand about having the lack of pet shops. I've been there. Are your pet, like, is your Petland pet, are they at least good? Like everything's clean, that kind of stuff? Grace, are you playing?
I'm having a real hard time with audio, D.
Oh, that's all right. Are your local pet stores, like the ones that you have there, are they at least nice? Like, are they upkept? Like, the dudes care about the animals, that kind of stuff?
You know, I'm really pleased with it's a chain store that we have in Moncton. I'm really pleased with it. I hear all kinds of horrible things from other YouTubers and fish keepers about their chain stores, and mine is really quite well kept. And they're willing to work with us. They even host our meetings, like our club, our local club. We needed a place to meet, and they have a training room where they sell training for like people, dogs and so on. People can come in and get the dog trained and have a class there. Well, when that room is not being used, they allowed us as a fish club to use that room to have little club meetings. So I have to say overall, the chain or not, the local one that I have is they try to work with us. And why wouldn't they? They're going to get our business anyway because they have no competition. But I think they would much rather along with us because it wouldn't take long for us, the club, to stay back about them. I don't have us saying good things.
That's good. We're lucky here. Both of our box stores too are really well kept. I know the owner of the one is like really knowledgeable too, always posting in the fish forums and stuff. I got Casey out of the other store there, so I mean, I like our big box stores too, so I can't say nothing. Our local ones are both amazing as well. We have our own mouse breeder and that kind of thing for all of our snake suppliers and that kind of thing in town as well. So I feel so spoiled in this little city, like the amount of just pet people around here, and the fact that our first reptile expo is probably going to be canceled is just like, oh man, really? Like we needed this so bad to have some more animal stuff going on. And yes, thank you for
Yeah,
this.
you're fortunate. When we had mom and pop stores here, when I was a kid growing up, some of my earliest memories were riding my bicycle to go to the pet store. And I kept reptiles and I kept fish and all that stuff from a very young age. And we didn't support our local. We had 3 local mom and pop or privately owned. And then we had oh, here comes my dog.
Yay!
And then we had in-store come in. Didn't work very long. No, Angie wants me to show you this. So we kept reptiles a really long time ago. I'll show you. I get bad glare. You got to figure out the camera. So this was a Burmese python that we kept. And for reference, that heater in the background is 6 feet long.
Holy crap, this is gorgeous.
So,
Very cool.
about 23 feet long. Big was my thigh. And so for those of you that are afraid of snakes, you might want to look away for a minute. But so yeah, we kept reptiles at one time. And then when we started having kids, life got in the way. It wasn't a real good idea for us to have a lot of reptiles around anymore. And even the fish weren't all this big fish room. I remember when I got my first 55 and when I was a kid, and I thought that, wow, that's absolutely amazing. Like that was the open your house to have a 55 gallon. I've been keeping fish that long. I don't know if I qualify as one of the old school fish keepers or not, but keeping fish for over 30 years. So it we, like I say, we had local shops here, but we really didn't support them right. And as a result, we lost them. So if you've got a local shop, I don't care if it costs you more to buy a fish or reptile or supply something, you go buy from them. Because as soon as you don't have that, you're going to hurt. You're going to be sad that they're gone.
Oh yes, and Aquafunk, thank you so much. I just want to say he sent us a super chat that says, "Love both you guys, been classy since day one." Thank you so much. And yes, I hear you about how 55s were like really hard to find. I still have that fish tank. The piranhas are in it. But yeah, when we first got, like I said, my very first fish was an Oscar, and we learned very quickly that that 10-gallon was not going to do very good for very long. And we had to special order that 55-gallon tank, ship it on the slow boat over from somewhere. It took us forever to get it. Still weighs a ton, that super thick glass. But yeah, that was considered a monster tank back then. You just couldn't get them. And it's nice to see the 55, 75 gallons and sometimes up sitting in stores now for sure, being available. Down the wormhole says hi. Hey, Mr. B says Chewy, good to see you. Thank you for stopping in. My first snake was a true red-tailed boa. His name was Macho, says Aquafunk. Awesome, awesome. I love my dudes behind me. They are
Colombian red. How many do you have now, Dee? I know you have a couple of. What all do you have for reptiles?
For the reptiles, I got my ball pythons. I got 2 of them, and I've got my rescue Charlie, the leopard gecko currently. I did just put a video out, all of my critters, which I actually did manage to get all of them in. And yeah, I can do some more, but those are my 2 for now. They're goofy on when they eat, but everybody seems healthy. When these chickens are out of this cage here, I'm going to be trying to move Boo into his own tank down there, so that'll be kind of fun. I'm hoping he deals with having some more space so we can get him a bit more of an interesting environment rather than this stupid little pen, but with that bad wobble, he doesn't do very well, and he tends to freak out. We'll see how he does. We'll try it again. He's gotten a lot bigger. Had a Colombian. Oh, redfish, bluefish. Thank you for stopping in. Everybody's saying hello, Chevy Fish. Yeah, so snake containers. Like he's huge, and he shouldn't be in something that big, but every time I move him out of there, he starts searching around and getting all freaked out. So we're gonna try and move him into the chicken playpen as soon as these guys are out. I like this guy's tank. It's much more interesting. It's easier to spray down, keep clean, and he seems to like it in there. Like
they didn't have a nice environment. Snakes. I haven't kept snakes a very long time. I can almost tell you exactly how long, but how old my son is, because it turned out my son was allergic to the mice and rats that we kept. Everybody can figure out what that was all about. And we used to provide those to the local pet stores, and we used to keep them and raise them as well. And had an allergy to them, and that was part of the reason why we didn't keep reptiles anymore. Is because I liked raising the little critters as well, right? And that was a lot of fun as well. But it makes it difficult if you couldn't raise the food.
Especially for the bigger ones, for sure. Like the mice are not cheap, and I mean we have a local supplier as well as other suppliers, because Alberta we can't bring in rats. So the rats up here are really expensive because they consider us rat free for whatever reason, even though I've seen quite a few, dealt with a few. I don't know. So that means we generally have to bring our rats. They come in from the States, and yeah, they're hefty if you want to get yourself a big snake up here. So I don't know.
Little known fact about the province is for themselves, and they really are. It's incredible.
Yeah, not up here in Alberta. I've seen especially pack rats, even one here in Medicine Hat, and we're kind of situated quite far in, and I've seen pack rats down by the river. So, whatever. Oh, Sharpies, are you ready? Do you have your link and everything ready? Side Scale Aquatics, good to see you. Good to see you. I've got to rewatch your one from yesterday. We ended up going. It was so nice out yesterday. I was out having picnics down by the river. It was great. Hi, Not Lurking. Hi, Funchy Paints. Good to see you. Yes, time flies. Time flies. So we got to make sure that Sharpies has got his link ready and all that fun stuff. There's 30 people in here. That is amazing. Thank you so much. Hit the like button on your way in, out, over to Sharpies, whichever you're going to do. Hi, Punchy. Good to see you. I still got to go back and rewatch for that little cop visit. That's funny. I heard everybody bugging you about wearing your Mickey ears out to that. I can see doing stuff like that about now. It's just that kind of time. Today is not so nice here. Well, I don't know what it's going to do. It could rain. It could rain here. I can handle some of that. Getting awfully dry.
Nice here for now. No, the biggest difficulty I'm having is the audio break.
Yeah, it's kind of okay. It's like it's got a bit of a lag.
I apologize if it is. I'll check.
It's hard to say what that is, and like I said, I don't stream enough to know what's causing that. Mostly it's coming through, though. It's like it just waits for a second, and then it kind of blurts your whole sentence out. It's really weird lag. Very, very strange lag.
Well, thank you, everybody, for coming. Just the same. I appreciate it. That's pretty cool.
But yeah, I'll just bring these guys up. We gotta show Punchy now that she's out here. Ah, come here. These things are so hard to grab. The hands are small. I feel like, completely like helpless. They're very hard to grab. Check it out, Punchy. We're babysitting and growing up some little chickies. They're so adorable. So much fun. They're so noisy though. They come in 3 different colors. They're a lot of fun. Like, I don't know. It's entertaining. But yeah, they'll go to live in a horse barn afterwards. There's some silky chickens. Ah, this is a great time.
We kept
Absolutely.
Sophie.
Yeah, I lived a lot of times out at the farm and the little birds and the chickens and some of the most fun I had is we went to an auction and I went in behind and was just checking out some of the stuff back there and there was eggs in some of the containers. So I grabbed some of the eggs that were in with just whatever. I didn't look. I just grabbed eggs and put them in my pocket and we hatched some of them out. It was a lot of fun. We ended up with a really big chicken, a small little weird looking rooster, and some quail out of the deal. It was quite fun.
Mystery chickens.
Yes,
Now
yes.
you want to be very careful. I don't know if anybody's explained it before, but chicken math is 1 plus 1 equals 21 plus 1 equals 100, and it just goes on from there. Be very careful.
Fish math. Oh yeah. Oh, there, Budgie. I figured, yeah, you'd raised a few, so I had to show you those. Those are silkies. I picked them up from somebody from Saskatchewan. They'll be a ton of fun. Chickens, turkeys, guinea hens. Yes, we even had peacocks when I was little. It was quite entertaining. I didn't have much to do with them, but I remember stealing those eggs. It was a lot of fun. Sharpie streamed. He has got the link up. That's awesome. Good job. Just so cute. Chickies. Yes. So if you can hear them in the background, that's what it was. I don't know. Have you done a lot of chickens out where you are or anything? Or I know you're out in the middle of nowhere.
Nope, nothing for me. I appreciate you having me.
No. Oh, no, I meant like, do you have any other like chickens or anything out where you're at, like farmy type of things? You just have the puppies? What are your other critters?
We have, well, actually, now there's not, but it's just the one dog and that's it. 12 chickens, but they're laying hens.
Very cool, very cool. Well, that's cool. Well, yeah, we've got a couple seconds left. I had a blast. This hour went flying by. I don't know what's with the sound issues. I have to say it was not doing that at all when we did the little test one. So that's kind of funky. But yeah, I love doing these stories with people. It just makes them go just flying by. Having another Canadian thing, we got to figure out some sort of, I don't know what sort of Canadian thing to try and do, but it's kind of neat to have the first Canadian stream. Yay! Oh, Diva made it in here. Oh, that's awesome.
He wants to try to do something too, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, there's a few of us, and we want Canadian support.
Yeah, it's definitely different, and yeah, just to be able to do a Canadian one is kind of fun right about now. I'm glad you're getting more work and staying really busy. When you do get to do a video, for sure, I will be there to click you on the button and watch it. And yeah, anything anybody else wants to see? Any last questions we got for Mr. B? We've got 2 minutes, so you got enough time to put in a question. What? Pam was touching buttons. No mystery. Uh-oh. Aren't you on JN stream at some point? Aren't you doing a stream on with him next? What date is that, if you want to put that out there? Are you doing a stream with him?
It'll be next Saturday. You guys will see it on FishTubers notifications. If you're not on FishTubers notifications on Facebook, check that out. And I try to keep that as up to date and accurate as I possibly can. So if you're planning on live streaming, let me know and I'll put you on there.
Perfect, perfect. So yeah, check him out there. Check out his page. He just hit his 1K, so very worth watching. As you saw wandering around here, his fish room is amazing. Lots of big custom tanks. I love his stands. And yeah, let's all go watch Surfies and Aquatics. I will see if we can clicky the button, and I will see you guys next week. I think that worked.